Hey, what is up, Bucket community? I know it's been a little while since I've posted again. Like I said, it's getting tougher and tougher. A lot of these movies that have been coming out just haven't been bringing out cups or buckets or anything like that. Like I said, it helps, helps my wallet, because I was spending a decent amount of money, quite often with all these buckets and cups that were coming out, like back to back to back. It was, they were nonstop coming out. But the movie I am going to talk about today did come out with a few weeks ago. I just didn't have a chance to post it or anything like that. It is Super Troopers Part 3. Didn't do well, let's be honest with you. Not the greatest. Kind of reminded me as well as the Jackass movie that I went and saw that came out. Like I said, the guys are getting older. They got the gray in their hair. Obviously, the same thing with Jackass. They're not going to be performing the same stunts and doing the things that they were doing when they were younger. They also were on certain items that also helped them take away the pain. So they weren't on that stuff as they've gotten older. They've gotten away from that and cleaned themselves up. The good thing about this movie, Ramrod, aka Thorny, Mac, and Farva have all written and directed it, are also playing in this movie. The reason I say that is because I cannot find a budget for this movie anywhere. So when I looked it up just to kind of get some good facts for you guys, there is no budget. As of right now, the movie's only made $6.9 million, which is pretty awful. The first movie came out in 2001. Their budget was $3 million, and they ended up actually making $23 million off of that first movie. The second movie they rolled out was about 17 years later. It was in 2018. Did well, had a budget of $13.5 million, and they actually ended up grossing $31.6 million. So, I mean, like I said, definitely good numbers there. But like I said, it's just not going to happen with this one. But yeah, like I said, let's talk about the real reason that we're here, the cup and the bucket that I got. So I did get a cup. It says Super Troopers 3 on it on the front. And then on the back it says Liter of Cola, obviously from the first movie when Farva went into there to the fast food restaurant and goes, I want a liter of cola. And like, they don't have liters of cola, Farva. So you get a large Farva, and back and forth, don't want a large Farva. Pretty cool cup. Obviously brings back the nostalgia, with this right here. I love the bucket. I mean, the bucket's got a lot of detail. That's Thorny, Ramrod. That's awesome. I love this bucket. And there's so much detail to this besides the Super Troopers 3 on the front. The aviators, his mustache. I mean, you even have the wilderness, like the trees and stuff around there as you see it. Obviously the hat. The hat obviously does come off. That's where the popcorn does go. It's really cool. I like the bucket. Like I said, a lot of detail for, kind of I want to say a low budget movie that didn't have a lot going on with it. But like I said, once it starts streaming, give it a chance. If you've seen the other two, you might as well watch the third one and just kind of see what it's all about. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just, kind of where we're at. We're getting with these trilogies and whatnot, these movies that keep coming out from, old school to now. They're kind of all struggling.